Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of United Talks podcast. And today we're going to be talking about this title, They All Turned on Ruben Amorim. And we're just basically going to be talking about how the Manchester United legends and the media and the reporters, as well as basically, we're going to be talking about three or four legends here who are waxing lyrical about Ruben Amorim, and then all of a sudden they're turning on him. Take as well as other news that will come up almost immediately. So sit back, relax, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. So the first one we have on our list here, gone from bad to worse, basically, right? So we all know this. Gone from bad to worse. I mean, this is basically going to tell you, I'm just going to tell you how much the United legends turned on Ruben Amorim and what this means for the Red Devils manager, or head coach. Ruben Amorim's Manchester United has turned from bad to worse after a 1-0 defeat to Tottenham Hotspurs on Sunday. Now, Man United are languishing in 15th in the Premier League, just 12 points above relegation zone, with only 14 points from 14 games. Amorim's start has been nothing short of disastrous. While Sir Jim Ratcliffe's faith in the Portuguese manager remains intact, the pressure is mounting for all sides, including the Manchester United legends Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, and Paul Scholes. If you remember, I released a video yesterday about how the legends are slamming the United team as well as the head coach, with some reviews from some of the channels that I follow or platforms that I follow. But here's a quartet of initial optimism. Here's basically an analysis of the initial optimism by these legends and how they've turned to fierce criticisms and what it means for Amorim's future at Old Trafford. I mean, this is not new to Manchester United, especially with the most recent sack of Eric Ten Hag, basically. So, for Rio Ferdinand, from praise to fear of relegation. I mean, when Amorim was appointed in November, Rio Ferdinand was effusive in his praise. This is according to the Daily Mail. He hailed the club's executives for securing the Sporting Lisbon boss, calling it a real coup, right? Calling it a real coup and comparing Amorim to Pep Guardiola. And the videos are out there. If you need evidence, the videos are out there. And he said in November, this was Rio Ferdinand in November, if Pep Guardiola had gone, I think Amorim would have been someone City we're looking at. He's got the charisma, the character, and he turned Sporting Lisbon around. This is a big step up for Man United. Okay, cool. But after Tottenham's defeat, Ferdinand's tone shifted dramatically. He admitted that he's now fearing for United's Premier League status, highlighting how close they are to relegation zone. He said, Ferdinand now, no, we had Ferdinand then and now Ferdinand now. Only Wolves and West Ham separate us from the relegation zone. I'm looking at the fixture list and I'm not seeing outright wins. This is serious. And obviously, Rio Ferdinand came out to defend himself in a post which he made in response to that Daily Mail post where he said, I'm just going to get it, where Rio Ferdinand said that he did not specifically say that Man United that the he did not specifically say he had given up, but basically said that we need to give the head coach time. This is what he said. You know, it was specific. He was stating that we needed to that he said in his post, he screenshotted and posted something that we need to give the head coach time. But also we didn't capture this side. He said only Wolves and West Ham separate us. So this is serious. I'm looking at the fixture list and I'm not seeing outright wins. This is serious. I mean, I see a little bit of on the fence in this kind of situation with regards to. I know I love him. I watched him. I know he's a great Manchester United legend, but his takes on certain things have just left some Man United fans questioning and asking themselves whether Rio Ferdinand is in it as, I mean, but whether his opinions back the team. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. So that is Rio Ferdinand. And the next one is for Roy Keane, from patience to fury. I mean, won. Roy Keane is never one to mince words. Initially, pleaded for patience when Amorim arrived. However, after a dismal run of form, Roy Keane has snapped. Keane in early January. The stats are so bad. These are his quotes. The stats are so bad, the players have to be held accountable. There's no passion, no energy. It's disgraceful. Even during United's narrow FA Cup win over Leicester, Keane couldn't hide his frustration. I remember in that analysis, he was saying, "Oh, this." In the analysis, was saying, "Oh, a win is a win. At least you're now in the heart." Blah 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 blah. But he said, "Oh, they are boring now. I mean, like they're boring now. No energy, no urgency. Is this what it's come to? Nowhere near good enough." Agreed. Everybody knows it's nowhere near good enough. But slagging the team, I've not seen any. I've not seen any top legend of other clubs slagging the team the way Manchester United legends slag the team. So says nowhere near good enough. Okay, cool. For Paul Scholes, where I have issues with, I love him as a player, but as a pundit, nah. Paul Scholes was, I mean, from excitement to bafflement. Paul Scholes was another who initially hailed Amorim's appointment as a real coup, but his excitement has waned, especially after some baffling tactical decisions. Scores on Patrick Dogu's debut. That's the one I said. Whether Patrick Dogu plays on the right, plays on the left, he's played in those positions before. Even as a right wing, right mid, left wing, left mid, right attacker, left attacker, and all of that. He's played left back, right back, especially on the flanks, right? So, said we've been crying out for a left wing back. They buy one and he plays on the right. Question. What's going on there? Amorim's head seems a bit fried. Like, that's extreme. Amorim's head seems a bit fried. That's extreme. Scholes' frustration reflects a growing concern among him, not fans, amongst him and his colleagues, not fans, and pundits. And basically, the truth is, whatever they say is what the fans will carry along and ride along with, right? Amorim's tactical decisions, and I mean, it has raised concerns amongst him and his pundit fellows about Amorim's tactical decisions and whether he's the right man for the job. There you go. Questioning the head coach already, barely 6 months in. It's not even 6 months, but we keep going, right? Then, then Gary Neville's optimism to tactical critique, and that is where also most fans have issues. Gary Neville was initially optimistic about Amorim, praising his character and decision to drop underperforming stars like Marcus Rashford. But after the Tottenham defeat, Neville's patience ran out. Now, Neville on co-commentary versus Tottenham. Look at the distance between Fernandes and Casemiro. It's madness. You wouldn't see this in U9 football. What are you talking about? You won't see this in under 9s football. The structure of the team is awful. Really? We might be playing bad, but it's not as bad as you describe, because I can see a pattern here. It's the same kind of thing under Ten Hag. Oh, on his podcast, Neville offered his bleak assessment of United's future, on suggesting that it could take 2 to 3 transfer windows to fix the squad. Hello, we've always known this. We've known this for a long time. Amorim started by saying this as well at the beginning, so you don't need to remind us. Said the waste in recent years, agreed, has been staggering. Amorim has a huge job on his hands, no doubt. We all know this. We're building. He's barely only signed one player, right? So what are we talking about here? Or 2 players, Aiden Heaven and Patrick Dogo, right? And then what's his name? Lenioro is already almost like a new player, right? So in total, we've had signed 6 to 7 players, right, this season. And I will say this: 6 to 7 players under the Ineos regime, right? So what are we saying here? We're building something in it. So now, my question or my thought on what this means for Ruben Amorim is, especially even when Daily Mail have broken it down like this, is while one of the legends have explicitly called for Amorim's head, their criticisms carry significant weight, and that is what the fans will carry. Their voices reach millions, and their growing frustrations reflects on the mood of the fan base. Exactly. Amorim arrived at Old Trafford with high expectations, but the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The pressure is mounting, and with United struggles showing no signs of abating, the Portuguese manager needs to show signs of improvement soon. The big question: can Amorim turn things around? Let me know in the comment section. Or will he become another casualty of United's hot seat? Let me know in the comment section as well. Can he turn things around? Now, my final thoughts on this: the criticism of Keane, Neville, and Ferdinand and Scholes highlights the immense pressure that Amorim is under, no doubt. While the club's hierarchy remains patient, the manager also must find ways to galvanize his squad and deliver results, or risk losing the faith of the legends and fans alike. That's where I have issues. The legends, but it is what it is. Because whatever they say is what the fans will go with, right? Now, time is running out for Ruben Amorim to prove that he's right man for the job. That's the truth. We can't shy away from the truth. Time's running out for Ruben Amorim, but it is what it is. Also, I have another take, and this came from after the game against Tottenham Hotspurs, where a Sky Sports analyst, I can't remember his name, was talking about the game and talking about the system. And I'll tell you what I think. I think also some of the big channels have put this out as well. So watch and let me know your thoughts.
Yeah, it really is, because when you look at the way that they play, they sit in deep. They play quite. They try and be as organised as they can within this shape, but the shape is very difficult to be organised and to break out of it. But what you've now got is you've got Højlund who hasn't scored, Zirkzee who doesn't look like scoring, and then Garnacho who's just very low on confidence. I mean, he had a few opportunities yesterday, tried to make things happen individually, but then there isn't that ability to link up play from midfield, from defence to midfield to attack. So it's so disjointed at the moment for Manchester United, but obviously that issue of scoring goals is there for everyone to see.
So now he said it's so disjointed. It is obvious. It is there for all to see, no doubt. But we can see a recurring theme here. And a recurring theme in the sense that even in Ten Hag's tenure, it was there. Even in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure, it was there. Same thing happened towards Ragnick's last few weeks in charge. Disjointed, blah, 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 blah. Where I have questions is not in the disjointedness of the squad. It is in the fact that everybody is having an opinion about it because it's Manchester United, obviously the most popular club in the world. But the truth is, we can't rule out the fact that the team hasn't really gelled. Let's be very realistic. Man United signed 7 players from I'm talking about from August to now February. Man United have signed 7 players. Think about it this way: all 7 players, let's assume they are in the squad. They are they are not coming from the same team. They're going to take time to gel. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, but sadly, they are taking so long to gel. Some of these players come from outside the league. It's not like they have Premier League experience, or maybe they've played in England for a long time for us to say, oh, that they know what they're doing or they have gelled. No. And then the moment they're trying to even build a cohesion together, then someone is taken out the squad or another person gets injured and all of that. Not that I am trying to make excuses, but these things are for real. Like now that the team is supposed to be, that they've had 1 week of training, they're supposed to come out together and smash Tottenham. 12 players in total. I'm not talking about before the week, but 12 players in total are injured. 12 senior players. That's not normal. That is not normal. That's just bad luck, basically. And it's giving me Ten Hag vibes as well, because we had similar injuries in the squad around that time. So let's keep going.
I've spoken publicly about this before. I don't like the system. I don't think it works. I think.
Now he says he's spoken publicly. He doesn't like the system. Yeah, the fact that I don't like the system doesn't mean that the manager cannot continue to use the system. I mean, there are other managers who have used the system. It is the same system that has beaten Manchester City. The same system we're talking about has beaten Manchester City twice. The same system that beat Arsenal last season. The same system. You don't like the system doesn't mean that the system doesn't work. You assume that it doesn't work. I respect your opinion. But it's the same system that is being used to this day. The same system that Thomas Tuchel used when he joined Chelsea. Same system that he used in Barcelona, in Bayern Munich. Same system that this guy, this Napoli coach, still uses now, and he used when he was in Chelsea. You don't like the system? Like, come on. I mean, the same system that Wolves have used to scrape some wins against some big teams, including Manchester United. Same system, 3-4-3. That's what we're talking about. The truth is, the system, everybody was waxing lyrical when Amorim came in. The system is a system that has revolutionized Portuguese football. Like, Amorim's system is a system that he has used for all his life. And you expect him to come and change now to something that, is basic or something he has not used. It's something he has tried and tested. The players haven't gelled. The fact that I don't like the system doesn't mean that the manager should. Because the truth is, we have always called for a style of play. We have a style of play. We have always called for, we need to see structures. We need to see a system. Now you say you don't like the system? Come on. When he changes now, they'll say, he has changed. He shouldn't have changed. Should have stuck to his ways. Now, when he decides, okay, I don't want to change. I want to stick to my ways. He should change. He should be adaptable. Like, you're either, doomed if you do or doomed if you don't. I mean, think about it this way. Let's keep going.
You've got to have the right players to play it. They don't have the right players to play it. He's hell-bent on playing it. He's intent.
When you're saying you don't like the system, do you think you're saying you don't like the system in that is part of what's hampering them from scoring goals, that it's not the right system attacking-wise?
That's a very good question. Are you saying it's not the system that is to help them? Because he just jumped from we can't score goals to I don't like the system. Now, the question is, are you saying that the system does not help us score goals or is not helping us attacking wise? That's a very good question. Let's see what he says.
To get the best out of the players they've got.
Well, if you look at the forward three, they're very narrow in the way that they play. Well, that's quite easy to defend against. You can play very compact as a back four against them, or not many teams are playing a back three against them, but you can be as organised as you want and everything's going very centrally. Your two wide players, probably when Ahmed doesn't play, are arguably two defenders.
Mind you, his name is not Ahmed. His name is Ahmad. Thank you.
So are they going to go and beat people in 1v1 situations? Are they going to go and take someone on? Not really. They're going to have to play a 1-2 or a pass in the way that they're going to play. But they're getting outrun in midfield week after week.
Now, it's the same theme we're talking about. Also, during Ten Hag's period, this same guy was saying they're getting outrun in midfield, outnumbered in midfield, blah, 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 blah. Same thing. And the truth is, he has not really explained the system. That means he doesn't understand the system. He says, they have to pass 1-2. They play narrow. Is it all the time they play narrow? Have you seen Garnacho play out wide and drag players wide while the wing back on that side, the left wing back, either Dalo or Dogu, plays as an inverted wing back? What are we talking about here? Because you have an opinion about something doesn't mean that opinion is right.
So at some point, you've got to have to realise that there's an overload in midfield. Now, his argument will be that one of the defenders has to jump into midfield and create that overload. Well, if you do what Spurs did yesterday and put 3 players high up the pitch, or possibly 4, and push them back as far as possible, well, one of them players can't jump into the midfield and overload the midfield and help the midfielders out. So at the moment, the balance isn't right of what they're trying to do. Yeah.
So basically, we can all agree that teams are beginning to figure it out. That's a given. It's normal. It's normal in every game. Teams are beginning to figure it out. And then the truth is, we can always only say what we can say and do what we can do. But in all honesty, whatever opinion you think you have is not really what the manager is saying. And sometimes, because if you listen to Amorim, he's said it several times, he said it time and again, the principles are the same. It's just that the system is different, but the principles are the same. I mean, we defend well, we attack well, and all of that. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about these videos that I have reviewed and these thoughts about the legends and their take and their turning on the manager at the moment. Let me know your thoughts and feelings, and then we can, get the conversation going in the community. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to Manchester United. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.